Hey y'all, welcome to the Messy Studio. Come on in and see what's going on. I mentioned in a previous episode that I was going to turn this little piece of spalted maple. I had said I was going to make a regular bowl out of it with the bowl shape being this way. That's what I said. And I think I'm going to hold to that because see that black line spalting in there? If I made a natural edge bowl out of this, I would lose every bit of that except around the very rim. So let's get it on the lathe and get at it. To maximize as much of this as I can, I want to make sure that this edge and this edge hit at about the same spot. So I've got this edge here. That's pretty close, but I also want to line this edge up, and it's off just a little. Well, not by much though. I think that'll do. Now this maple is spalted and it's not real, it's pretty solid, but it's a little bit punky. I had significant tear out when I was trimming it up on the bandsaw. I'm going to start by rounding these corners off. Turn about 1,000, 5/8 inch bowl gouge. Okay, I've got my tenon, got my bottom established. I like that length, or that width, rather. That should be a big enough tenon. Stabilize these cracks a little bit. Yeah, this stuff is just gonna soak the CA in, and that's okay, because everything out here from now is just gonna be finish cut. So this CA will let me get a nice smooth outside finish. I'm not worried about it staining because I'm going to saturate the whole outside so it'll all have the same stain. Look at that black line spalting, would you? If I had cactus juice, which I don't, I got a pressure pot the other day. I mean pressure pot. I've had a pressure pot. I've got 2 of them. If I had a vacuum chamber, which I got the other day, if I had a vacuum chamber. If I had a brain.
If I had a brain, I'd take it out and play with it. I'd take it out and play with it all over this land. I'd bounce it off the ceiling, I'd bounce it off the walls. I'd bounce it off you and me, brother, 'cause I have no sense at all.
That's a big tear out. Okay, so I may have to take this down just a little bit more. Now, what I was trying to say a moment ago is if I had cactus juice, thank you very much, brain finally worked. I've got a vacuum pot, I bought a vacuum chamber the other day. If I had cactus juice, which I'm gonna be getting soon, I would stabilize this. I would stabilize this with. Dang! What's wrong with my mouth today? I would stabilize this with cactus juice, and then all of this, this tear out and the little bit of punkiness. I mean, this isn't fingernail soft punky. It's just soft enough that it doesn't want to cut well, because of how old it is. I cut this maple 15 years ago. Anyway, I wouldn't be having these issues if this was stabilized, which is why I bought the vacuum chamber. So I'm going to let this dry for a good while before I come back to it. And then we'll finish the outside of this sucker, turn it around, put it in the tenon, put it in the tenon. Trust me, believe me folks, I have not had a drug or a drink all day. No pain medicine, which is what I meant by drug. Okay, the super glue's got plenty dry now. Oh yeah, see there? Much cleaner, much better. Now I'm going to apply a sanding sealer. It's French's yellow 1 pound cut shellac mustard. See how thirsty this maple is? It's just soaking it in. crazy chatoyance right in here. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but yeah, right in here, it's just nuts. See how the light changes? Since this bowl is so buggy anyway, and it's full of that black line spalt, I'm going to use Howard feeding wax on this. It's not food safe, but this is not a food safe bowl anyway. It's got a nice natural feel, a relatively natural sheen. I don't think it needs any more than that. Yeah, I could put a high gloss lacquer finish on it, but why? Now let's turn this puppy around and see what we can do. Bring this up just to make sure I stay centered. Yeah, got some tear out in the end grain. I expected there would be. There. Top the tenon off. Plan B. And what, pray tell, is Plan B, you ask? I'm going to glue this. I'm going to take it to my sander and I'm going to sand this nice and flat. I'll use my, I'll put my disc sander on here and I'll sand this flat. Make me a center mark in here so I can line it up, and then I'll just glue this to a glue block and finish turning the inside, and then I'll turn that glue block off and turn it around and finish the bottom. Okay, I've got a fresh edge on my bowl gouge. Got this glued up to a waste block. Let's see what we can do. Running pretty true. It's off maybe a little, but it's not bad. Got a nice fresh edge on my P&N 5/8 inch bowl gouge. Fairly clean cut, so I'm gonna have to sand the crap out of it. Pretty clean cut. Got some tear out because this is just so soft. All right, let's see how it stands up. About 1/4 of an inch wall thickness. I don't want to go any thinner than that because this is just so soft and it's got a few cracks in it. I don't want to blow it up. It's not a high gloss sheen, but it's not bad. I don't know that I want a high gloss sheen on it anyway. And since this is spalted, I'm not going to make it food safe at all. I'm going to put Howard's Feed and Wax on it. I suppose people could have used it as a candy bowl if I had put a food safe finish on it, but can you see the chatoyance? Yeah, you can. Alright, time to cut it off. I don't want to take much of the bowl itself, so I'm going to start with the waste block. And there it is. So here you go, another turning done. Little spalted maple bowl. I think it looks pretty good. The spalt lines, the black spalt lines are just absolutely incredible. But that's me, I love spalted wood. But that's just so cool. It's got a nice little sheen, finished with Howard's Feed and Wax. It had its challenges because it was so soft. It wasn't really punky. I mean, I couldn't dig it out with my fingernail, but and I've had some spalted maple that was like that. This is from a big limb that I took down from one of my maple trees when I was living in Ohio. I've got its brother sitting over here beside the lathe, the other half of that log, and it's just as spalted, and I'm sure it's just as soft. So what I'm going to do before I turn that one, I'm going to get me some cactus juice, and I've got a 3-gallon vacuum chamber, and I'm going to stabilize that blank, and then I'll turn it. But that's down the road because I don't have any cactus juice right now. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. Oh yeah, I am. I've got to fix that birdhouse. I still haven't touched it. Been too busy the last couple of weeks. Things have been crazy. So I'll finish that birdhouse. It should be a relatively short video. The birdhouse is done. I just got to rebuild it. It's falling apart. And then so I'll do that one next. And then, I don't know, another turning of some kind. I'm not sure what I want to do yet. I'm still dying. I'm itching to get back to segmented turning. I haven't done one of those in about 8 months, and it's driving me crazy. So thanks again, folks. I really appreciate you watching. So thanks again, folks. I really appreciate you watching. Please like, subscribe, share, all that social media stuff. I do have a website now, acdcreations.com. There's not a whole lot on it yet, but there will be before too long, I hope. Problem is, I just don't have time to mess with it. Forgive this old rambling fool, and y'all come back.